Hello, everyone. It's Jeremy Parrish, and this is a special weekend edition of Gintendo, wherein I play video games and drink gin. And boy, do I need it this weekend. In fact, about 10-15 minutes ago, my external Retronauts hard drive died, losing all the progress I had made on this week's Good and Intentions Game Boy World video. So that's awesome. Yeah, gin. Alright. So anyway, today's game is hearing the audio doubling up. I have no idea what that means. What does that mean? Okay, so apparently there's some sort of audio problem here. Hang on one second. Yeah, I don't know. I just tested the audio coming through the stream, and it sounds fine. So I think whoever is reporting this issue is having an issue on their end, not mine. So hopefully that will be the case. Oh, did my stream just die? No, it didn't. Okay. Oh God, today is like the technical hell. Okay, I'm gonna take a deep breath and kill some Nazis. So, thank you for joining me for this potentially disastrous live stream on a terrible, horrible, no good day. Let's see, hang on one sec. Let me arrange this cabling here. And we'll be good to go. Can I not even arrange the cable? My God, what is going on here? I don't even know what's happening in my life right now. Okay, there we go. So, hi. Once again, I'm Jeremy Parrish, and this is Gintendo for September. My God, what am I thinking? January 29th. It's a Sunday, and it's, I don't know, it just seems like a good day to blow up the Nazis. So I am playing Bionic Commando 99. As you can see from the title screen, it's actually not any different in terms of the title screen than standard Bionic Commando. This is a ROM hack that was put together by Chris Covell, sort of a game historian and fan of Japanese games, Famicom history. He has a really great site, Chris M. Covell, that you should check out. He posts Famitsu scans and other interesting little bits of classic video game trivia. Doesn't post constantly, but it happens enough that it's interesting, and he's the one who put together this ROM hack, which basically is Bionic Commando, the US version, that restores some of the lost content that was removed when the game came over from Japan. In Japan, of course, this game was called Top Secret Fukatsu no Hitora, or Hitora no Fukatsu. I can't remember how that's written. Anyway, it's the resurrection of Hitler. And it doesn't make any bones about the fact that you are fighting Hitler, who has come back to life, and his neo-Nazi cabal. But Nintendo of America said, yeah, we're a little weird about that. People might be offended if they see Nazis in a video game. Which is probably true, even though, you know, the point of this game is that you are killing Nazis, not teaming up with them. But in any case, they made some changes during development. If you actually look at the Bionic Commando US instruction manual, let's see, descend. Is the music okay, by the way? I'm using a... Alright, that sounds okay. I'm using the Analog NT Mini, which I have just received for review, and it has a lot of features, but you have to kind of toggle the audio, and it sounded okay before I started, but there are different chip settings and stuff that you have to watch out for. So I was afraid I was getting some weird audio effects. Anyway, so yeah, if you look at the instruction manual for Bionic Commando, the US version, you will find that it calls the bad guys the Naz's, N-A-Z-Z. But I guess that wasn't enough of an obfuscation for Nintendo America, and they said, no guys, you've gotta change it. So they changed it from Naz's to Bads, B-A-D-D, because it's a little on the nose. And Hitler became Master D. I don't even know what that's supposed to stand for, but in any case, that's what they changed it to. So, this version of the game changes it back to Nazis and Hitler and other assorted references that sort of tie this into history. Oh, good lord, I just died. That was pathetic. Yeah, wow, that was great. Good job, me. So, I assume I'm going to beat this game, but boy, the way I'm playing now, that may not actually happen. Anyway, so yeah, they restored, Chris Covell restored some of the content. You'll also see some graphics that have changed. Sorry if I'm playing really horribly. I have gotten used to playing this on a CRT monitor. Really? I've gotten used to playing this on a CRT monitor, but I don't have the proper cabling to use the Analog NT Mini on an analog CRT yet. So I'm playing this on a huge HD TV, which is why it looks so crisp and nice. But the downside of that is that it's really huge. It's like filling up my entire world. I'm used to playing on a screen like a third this size, so it's a little dizzying. I'm having trouble kind of judging my timing and everything. So I apologize for that. Oh, look! Look, there's not just eagles up there, but yes, swastikas. I can't shoot the swastikas, but in my heart, I'm punching them. Okay, someone suggests that Master D stands for Master Deutsch, which I don't know about that, but sure, why not? Why the hell not? That's not the door. Anyway, as you can see, it is pretty much standard Bionic Commando. But it just seems like a good day to play today, or game to play today, because there's Nazis running all over the place. And I don't actually know any right now, but I strongly encourage you to punch a Nazi if you encounter one. Since I can't do that myself, I thought maybe it would be good to play a game that involves killing Nazis. Also, I feel like symbolically it's nice to play a game where a euphemism for Nazis has been changed back to just Nazis. If I could do a ROM hack of life where I replace alt-right with Nazi, that would be just lovely. Okay, bazooka guy, please die. And that parachute gave me a bullet. That was lame. Oh, what? Really now? Are you kidding me? So I've streamed Bionic Commando before, so I don't want to repeat myself too much. I'm afraid the banter may be a little repetitive if you've seen one of those previous streams I've done. Oh man, I'm getting really terrible at this. What's wrong with me? I'm bad at killing Nazis. Alright, let's give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. Oh, so I have some requests to show off the different game settings for the Analog NT Mini, and I will do that later. Let me rack up some continues here, because at this rate I am not doing so well, and I'm going to die, and oh, I need a continue. And what's happening? I can't believe I'm actually getting blown up by the bad guys. Alright, there we go. I beat stage 1. Hooray! And someone just punched a frog. Oh, I guess I was supposed to be Pepe, huh? Alright, I'll accept that. I thought that since my channel was Toasty Frog, that someone was punching me. I guess that's the unfortunate reality of having a frog as your alias in the year 2017. Hello. Life just got better. Alright, so here I am in the neutral zone, and let me show off a little bit of what you can do. Actually, you know what? Let's not do that. I don't like neutral zones music, so I'm gonna scurry on along ahead. He's gonna take care of me. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Super Joe. So, they didn't change the name Super Joe. They're not out to change... Chris Covell did not change ridiculous things in this game. Just the Nazis. And that's okay. Flare bombs. Rock on. So of course, if you are not familiar with Bionic Commando, the way it works is that basically I can't jump. I have a bionic arm, and I swing around with that. And that is actually way cooler than jumping. This game is awesome. Also, the map that you've seen, where I move around in a helicopter, is divided up into the white areas, which are sort of action zones, you know, enemy bases, and the red areas, the magenta areas, which are neutral zones. If you shoot at bad guys in the neutral zones, then a bunch of Swiss Army guards will descend upon you and try to kill you. So it's a good idea not to do that. Also, it's good to encounter these trucks that are moving around and fight them, because that is how you get continues. So I'm going to go transfer into a conflict zone before I move along to Area 4. And it actually takes a second for your helicopter to start moving, whereas the trucks begin to move immediately. So if I move to Area 4, I'll head back there as soon as the encounter is done, but I will have an encounter because the truck will meet with me, and I will descend. So, it's on to the top-down zone. And this is where the game kind of ties in with Commando. This was not overtly a Bionic a Commando-related game in Japan. Like I said, it was called Top Secret in Japanese. But at some point they decided, let's make it a Commando game. And there is the Super Joe connection, but he was kind of like the Capcom generic hero, the sort of Mario of Capcom back in the day. He was also in a game called the Speed Rumbler, which they did not attempt to tie in to Bionic Commando. Right, so I have reached Area 4. I have 2 continues, which are those little eagle pendants that were dropped by the guys with bazookas. And I'm going to descend. And at the beginning of each stage, you can pick your loadout. At the moment, I only have 1 gun, but I do have 2 items. This is the health recovery pills that I got at the end of Stage 1, and this is the flare, which I technically don't have to use to get through Area 4, but Area 4 is much more difficult if you don't have the flares. Because you mosey on into this cave. See, there's this nice clearing here. You can see mountains in the background and forest. But then you go into the cave and it gets dark, and suddenly you can't see those spikes on the ground. That's very dangerous. You also can't see enemies moving around, which is even more dangerous. So, you know, you can see sort of the outlines of the spikes and everything here. So theoretically you could make it through, but then you get to areas where there's those guys moving around, and that's bad. So what you do is you press the start button, and it uses the flare bomb. Now you're safe. Unless you're clumsy, in which case you die, but that's, you know, your fault, not the flare bombs. So in each stage you have to use the communicator, and that's part of your loadout also. You have to talk to people on your team. You can also wiretap the enemy, and this will open up doors within the stage to later sections or bosses. You can eavesdrop. These are apparently my guys saying that the boss is too strong and you have to shoot him from behind. So that's good to know if you can figure out what that's supposed to mean. Yes. So this is kind of the game in a nutshell. Oh. And now he die. Him die. And these stages do have a little bit of openness to them. Not a lot, but they're not just, you know, like left to right. Because of the way they're designed, you can kind of move around in different directions. If you're really cool, you can skip this entire part where you have to swing underneath here by grabbing that. I'm not saying that I'm really cool, but that is something you can do, and some people might think it is cool. So I just kind of skipped over a whole platforming section by using that little shortcut. So that's pretty great. I like the openness of this game, and you know the way you can approach mini stages in different directions. So this is the guy who is too strong, and it's not so much that he's too strong. It's just that he has a shield, and I can't shoot through it. So, instead of bothering with that, I'm going to scoot along and just evade him. He'll run at you with a knife, the bayonet, which is dangerous if you let him hit you, if you're down on the floor. But it's easy to avoid him and stay above if you swing around. And the reason I keep swinging back and forth is because if you look at that little thing on his back, that is a sort of limited bionic arm like I have, and it shoots straight up and will knock me onto the floor. So you want to avoid that. Anyway, so we've got a few stages down, and that's cool. Good job, me. And at this point, I could go to stage 5 next, but I don't think I'm going to. I can go to some of the neutral territories, or fight these guys, and pick up some communicators so I can go to different stages. Oh, I should have switched to a different weapon. My bad. And see, depending on which kind of territory you encounter enemies on, these top-down stages have different bosses. So here you're fighting jeeps, as opposed to dudes with rocket launchers. And these actually will scoot past, and you will lose the opportunity to get a 1-up or a continue emblem if you don't shoot them fast enough. So I will descend into this neutral zone. I will not show off this weapon here because then I will die. The flare bombs no longer have any use. You never need them again for the rest of the game. And I still only have one communicator, so that is an injustice that needs to be rectified. Alright, so here we go. Here's something that's going to be different, I think. Well, they're still calling the Empire the Imperial Force. Make way for Mr. Kilt. So he hasn't changed his name. So actually, maybe there's not a lot in the dialogue that has changed, aside from, you know, overt references to Nazis and Hitler. So I guess a lot of the plot remains more or less the same. And that is a 1-up. 1-ups are cool. And not just because I worked for a site called 1-up. Oh, wait, I do have to get through here, and yeah, you have to shoot that thing. Now all the guards are coming after me, so this was kind of the game's way of forcing you to deal with the reality of the neutral zones. Fortunately, I can get a little bit of a reprieve here, and look at that! It's the B, it's the yellow communicator. I don't know which one that is, but they will tell me. So I will scurry on ahead, and I hope no one has sensitivity to flashing lights, because there was a lot of flashing just now. Alright, so now that I have that communicator, I believe I can go to areas 2 and 3, which are a lot easier to deal with than stage 5. And I want to move along to... Oh, I'm going to get into another collision here. I want to bulk up my health a little bit before I go to stage 5, because it can be kind of tough. So let's transfer to 16 after we fight these enemies. And now I will show you the wide gun, because it's neat. The wide gun is very good in top-down zones. Oh, I took a hit. Actually, I've taken 2 hits. What's wrong with me? What kind of Bionic Commando am I? I'm going to waste that 1-up that I just acquired. How lame would that be? Alright, so we're going back to this neutral zone. Or no, not back to, but over to. And I'm going to use this communicator, which is useless in this stage, but will come in handy later. So, we're 20 minutes into the stream now, and I haven't even talked about the gen part of it. Well, there's another communicator inside. Hot dog. I just loaded up with communicators. So the the gen that I've chosen today for this Gintendo stream, because that is what this is about, is Greenhook Ginsmiths American Dry Gin, which I chose because it is distilled in Brooklyn, just a few miles away from JFK International Airport, where people have been doing lots of cool protest stuff this weekend. And I can't actually be there, but I can, I guess, celebrate what they're doing by... Wait, what did that guy say? I wasn't even paying attention. Don't be hasty, advance with caution. Okay, thanks, dude. Anyway, by enjoying a gin from Brooklyn. It's American Dry, which, you know... Oh, what is that little jerk? American Dry is, of course, different than London Dry, but this has a pretty mild flavor. A lot of American Dries have a really strong note of different, herbal elements, flavor notes. Like I had one yesterday, or a couple of days ago, that had a really strong aniseed flavor, or orange. Oh, jeez. Wow, that was great. Yeah, I don't even know how to drink these days, my god. So it's pretty strong. No, it's got a pretty, like I said, a pretty light, crisp flavor. Someone wants to know what I think of Anchor Junipero, and I'm not sure if I've tried Anchor Junipero. Oh yeah, actually I did try Junipero, and it was pretty good. I was kind of sick when I tried it, and so everything is sort of a blur. I can't speak to the integrity of my taste buds under the influence of a cold. So I will have to go back and try Junipero. But I remember it being pretty decent. Alright, so here I am on Area 2. Nope. Descend, not transfer. Alright, Area 2, is it good to have the wide beam? Sure, why not? And, crap, I forgot which communicators I've got. I'm gonna go with this one. This is beta communicator. We'll see how that works. Die? That's not German for thee, it's actually just die. More swastikas, though. Alright, so I'm going to get to safety, and I'm going to show off some features of the Analog Mini NT. Alright, so here I am, floating in the sky safely, and I think it's now time to show off the system that I'm playing this on, which is the new model of the Analog NT. Unlike the original Analog NT, which was designed... It was basically repurposed Famicom parts, real actual hardware. This is not. It is a field programmable gate array, FPGA, similar to the retro USB AVS, although this is a more advanced model of that and has more features. So if you hold down select, whoops, and press down, oops, that's a bad idea. Wow. Okay, so that doesn't actually pause the game. So let's try this again. Alright. I will go to the pause screen, hold down, and then press select. There we go. So now you can hear the music, which is nice, in the background, while I show off some of the features here. Run cartridge, that will let you... You can set the system to go immediately to the menu or go immediately to the game. If you go immediately to the menu, then run cartridge will actually play the game, but I have this set so it won't do that. So here are some features. The NSF player, I don't have anything loaded right now, but NSF is, you know, the NES ROM audio RIP format. Nintendo Sound format, I believe is what it's called, or NES Sound format. And if you use this, okay, yeah, I don't have a disc in there. But you can basically play music, and you can affect that with some of the different settings. You can input cheat codes. I don't know what impact those would have on a ROM hack, so I'm going to skip those. But you do have the option here to use basically Game Genie codes. power off. We're not going to do that because it would be a bad idea. As you can see at the bottom, it says 1080p 60, so this is outputting at 1080p 60 frames per second. You can change that in the systems here. The bottom feature here, save, will allow you to save the settings that you've chosen and basically start up with those things as the default, as opposed to the factory default. So that's pretty handy if you kind of are playing a certain game and need the audio configured a certain way, or want the video configured a certain way. You can just have that set, and then again you can jump in at any time and use this menu and tweak things as you need to. So let's go up to the top, video. So lots of settings here in video. If you've had a chance to use the retro USB AVS, this has a lot of the same features, but many, many more. There's a lot you can do with this system. You can basically choose which system or which video output format you want. Like I said, I've got this at 1080p 60. You don't have to do this. You can switch to 720p 60, which is probably what I will do when I record, because I like 720p as a nice even integer of the system's default 240p. You can also do 480p. I don't know why you would do that, but it's, I guess if you're using like an EDTV or something, if you have one of those. But anyway, any setting you choose, you can press the start button to apply it. I'm going to back carefully out of here so I don't mess up the stream. 720p, you don't really have any choice over how it's output, but with 1080p, you can choose different scale. So this is 4 times pixel resolution, 4.5, and 5. And you can go down here to the 5x vertical position and choose to move the screen up or down. I'm going to go back to 4, actually. 4.5 fills out the screen, but it creates kind of a shimmering effect because it's not an even upscale, which you don't want to do. And I'm going to, what is the default here? I guess it doesn't matter because I'm not on 5x. Alright, so that's the 1080p height and position. You can choose different width. So I've got it at 4x5, but you know, if you want square pixels, for some reason, you can set it to 4x4, and this gives you a lot of control, like ridiculous control actually. It's kind of slow. I wish it were going faster. Come on down. So yeah, it's full hex positions from 4 to 5, it looks like, or 4 to 6. Oh, come on. Okay, so this is square pixels, which I guess is more kind of like what you expect from an emulator. Let's see what that looks like. So I guess if you're used to playing on an emulator, this is kind of the actual pixel resolution that you would be seeing the system output, but it's not really accurate to how you would have viewed the system on a real TV, you know, back in the day on a standard definition television. So there is something to be said for accuracy, I suppose. You can kind of decide which sort of accuracy do you want. The nice thing about the square pixel mode is you don't get any shimmering or distortion. Everything scrolls pretty smoothly. But I don't know. Oops. Let's go to this again. Alright, video. Oh. Settings, video. Just pressing the wrong button. So that was width and position. This is really annoying. Can I jump back to the preset with start? No, I can't. Okay, well this is really tedious and you don't want to see this. So the rest of the stream is just going to be square pixels. But you can also scoot this back and forth to the left or right. I don't know why you would want to do that either, but it's there. I guess that would work if you wanted to do like an overlay for a stream like this. Something. Anyway, so another feature is cropping, and I've got the crop set to 8 pixels, or 8, yeah, is it pixels? Yes, it's 8 pixels. So basically, you know, the NES, there was a certain amount of overscan, and there's garbage that shows up in the overscan area. So if I reduce this to 0, you can see like the weird way that sprite over on the side is kind of wrapping around, which is not, you're not supposed to be able to see that. You know, back in the day, you would play this on a standard definition television where the overscan of the screen basically cut off the edges. The top and bottom crop also matters because even though you might think, oh yes, I want to see more pixel information, in a game that scrolls vertically like this, you get really distracting visual glitches if you don't crop. So even though I'm losing some of the visual information, it's actually good and makes the game more playable this way. You're still getting a little bit of garbage sprite data over on the side, but I don't want to crop too much. Some things you just have to live with. So scaling, yeah, you can do this stuff. Oh, look at the, oh god, oh, what is happening? No, okay, yeah. Scaling is the worst, don't do that, kids. Just chunky pixels, okay? If you find chunky pixels are a little too distracting, then that's good. I mean, it's okay for you to have that because you can turn on scan lines. And these are not going to communicate well over YouTube. They're going to be very distracting, but it is an option. And as you can see here, this is like basically scan lines appear at every pixel, which is really the best way to do this. If you want, you can do scan lines that cut through pixels. But that's terrible. I mean, if you look, I don't know how well you can see this on your stream, but I'm looking here and there's just lines cutting through the middle of pixels and it looks terrible. So you can go back and do original, and that's you know, kind of an impersonation of what you would see on a television. But again, it doesn't stream well, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. And you can, the scanline depth allows you to determine the darkness and heaviness of the scan lines if you do choose to use them. TV standard, you can choose NTSC or PAL, so if you're playing a British game, switch to PAL mode. If you have a television that supports 50 frames per second, this one that I'm using does, then you can play PAL games with no problems. There will be, you know, the usual slowdown or other effects that happened in the interpretation from NTSC to PAL, but that's not the system's fault, that's the people who made the games for PAL systems. Analog RPG mode is not relevant right here because I'm streaming by HDMI, which is digital. And then color palettes, you have different color palette options. For instance, you can play in black and white if you want to pretend this is like an actual World War II movie. This is like the Schindler's List of video games. That's maybe a poor, crass choice. Okay. Forget I said that. But there are just different standards for playing video games, and as you can see, there's some pretty significant differences in color, and this is because the NES didn't, it's hard to explain, the NES did not have a set color palette. It's kind of interpreted by your television screen, and so there's a lot of debate over what is the true NES color palette. And you know, our friend Frank Cifaldi, who put together the Mega Man Legacy Collection for Capcom a couple of years ago, actually went to a lot of pains to try to find reference photos and to get the most accurate choice of colors. I don't actually know what all of these color choices are. I know some of them are, you know, popular emulators. PC-10 is PlayChoice 10, which was the arcade hardware that was designed for not HDMI, but RGB monitors. So in a way, this might be the most accurate, but it's also kind of garish compared to the other color palettes. So yeah, you can kind of just choose what you prefer. Anyway, that's the video settings. I don't think I like the black and white. Let's try that again. Alright. So that's the video settings. Audio settings, have basically every possible sound channel that the Famicom can create. You can set the volume of it. So if you want one element of the volume of the music to be louder than the other, like let's change square wave 1. I don't know what this is going to do to the music, but it's probably going to make it terrible. Oh, it won't let me go all the way because... Oh, wait, there we go. Yeah, there we go. So as you can see, the lead instrument line there is getting louder. That's not really ideal, so I'm going to put this back at 40. But each of these, the top 4 or 5 are the built-in sound channels. There's 2 square waves, triangle wave, and then noise, which is usually where the percussion comes in. And then this is the sampling channel, DPCM. N163 is... I can't remember what that's for. Is it maybe the Sunsoft chips? I don't know. But VRC6 is the chip that showed up in the Japanese version of Castlevania 3 and a few other games. It's pretty well known. MMC5 is the chip that Americans received instead of things like the VRC6. Castlevania 3 ran on it in America. It doesn't have as many options as the VRC6, but it does have some additional musical options. I don't know what AY38910 is. Disk System, of course, is the extra audio channel that was added by the Famicom Disk System expansion. And then VRC7 is another Konami chip that allows you to have FM synthesis for games like Lagrange Point, which is really cool. If you haven't checked it out, be sure to... I'm not getting any money for this. This is not a plug for my own benefit, but Ship to Shore Phono has released the Lagrange Point soundtrack on vinyl. And I did write the liner notes for it as, you know, just a free, like, this is a cool project, I want to be involved kind of thing. So again, I'm not making any money off of it, but check that out, and it's just crazy. I did a Retronauts episode on that a few months ago, the FM synthesis episode. So if you want to hear that in action, check it out. But you can adjust how loud that plays on here, which is good, because I played Lagrange Point on the original Analog NT, and I was not using the HDMI, so it didn't have the ability to change the channels here, and Lagrange Point sounded really off on that hardware. But here you can fine-tune it to be the way you want it to be, or, you know, like listen to an official Konami release and say, this is what it should sound like. So there we go. Anyway, audio panning. Basically, you can choose left or right panning to simulate stereo. But, you know, the NES was actually monaural, so don't do that. And then this is something I don't entirely understand. Apparently, you can, like, make this run music from the Atari 2600. I need to look more into this, but it's in the instruction manual for the Analog NT Mini. It's very kind of vague about what this is for. But I guess it's like a crazy feature that you can add in. So that's weird and interesting. Cartridge audio volume and microphone sensitivity. There were some games made in Japan where the controller, the second controller on the family computer, the Famicom, had a built-in microphone, and there were some games where you had to like sing into microphones or scream into microphones. The original Legend of Zelda for Famicom Disk System, you could beat certain enemies by shouting at them. And then of course there was Takeshi no Chosenjo, Beat Takeshi's Challenge, which actually had a karaoke section, which apparently is really horrible, but it's there. And then finally, you can turn on and off various expansion audio chips. I believe Bionic Commando needs the VRC6 swap on, otherwise it's silent, or maybe it's the MMSC5, I don't know, but for some reason a lot of games will default to silent if you don't mess around with these settings. The one that I find troubling is N163, which I have no idea what that chip does, but whenever I turn that on, I just get this horrible sound effect, so I'm going to spare you that. And that is the audio options. And then finally there's system settings, so you have a lot of options to control how the system interacts with you and responds to the things you do. So hotkeys will allow you to basically go to this menu and turn the system off, reset the game console. So I don't want to mess with any of these right now in the middle of the stream. EDID disable will allow you to basically turn off safety features, so it will display on your television in a resolution that your television does not support. I don't recommend doing that unless you like breaking hardware. DVI mode, I'm not actually sure what it does. LED settings is really just a total cosmetic feature. There's a tiny little LED power indicator on the front of the system, and you can change the color on that. So it is either a fixed color, or as you can see is, I don't know, it just does stuff. When you're in analog mode, the LED will change colors to show you what analog mode you're in. Like if it's RGB sync on green at, with PAL 50 frames per second, then it'll change to one color. If it's, magenta, then that means your NTSC sync on chroma. I don't know. If you really want to get specific, it's there, but you can mess around with this, which is kind of like the lights inside some cars. I have a Mini Cooper, and it has that same kind of feature, which is totally superfluous, but the kids love it. And then the system ships with a 8-bit DO, which is the wireless NES controller that people rave about. I'm actually using one of the OEM NES controllers that Analog sourced in limited numbers back with the original Analog NT, because it's a brand new Nintendo manufactured NES controller, and that's awesome. So anyway, those are the sort of superfluous things. Again, startup settings, there's like a little analog symbol, and you can have that show up and then go to the menu or the cartridge, or you can just skip the analog symbol altogether. Controller mode, oh yeah, so you can do 1 to 4 players, and you can emulate the family computer 4-player mode, which is important because, the Famicom had wired controllers, and to plug in extra controllers you had to use the expansion port, which is different than the NES controllers. And then finally, you can change it so that you don't get the sprite flicker when there's a lot of sprites on a scan line. Some games behave a little funky if you have this option on, but you can double the number from the original 8 to 16, which cuts down on sprite flicker. So there you go. I think that's pretty much everything. So now you've seen this, and I'm going to continue fighting Nazis. I see that there is some debate over... Oh wait, someone says, Reverend Ragu says, N163 is the Namco chip on Megami Tensei 2. There you go. Now we know. Have I been in that door? I don't think I have. I think this is all going to be... Oh, very bad. Wow. Alright, take a drink. Did I go in that door? I did not. Wow, what a screw-up. Alright, so this stream was going a lot better when I wasn't actually playing. Anyway, I see some discussion on gens happening in the comment thread. That's awesome. Keep up the good work, everyone. Some debate about which gens are good and bad, and some debate over whether Bombay Sapphire is any good, or if it is also bad. I'm not a big fan of Bombay Sapphire, but it's okay. I'm not really a big fan of London Dry Gin, actually. Just in general, it's kind of, It's like, it's there, it's a drink, you can drink it, it kind of tastes like juniper at the end. I tend to be much more of a fan of American Dry, or some of the more adventurous gins that people are making now. And I believe gin was pretty much like you thought of London Dry when you had gin, until about 15 years ago when Hendrix came out and were like, hey, what if we put cucumber in it? And that was a revolution. And now everyone's doing all kinds of crazy things. And I definitely like, interesting flavors with my gin, but I don't pretend to be one of those people who can judge, pick up any flavor note just by taking a tiny little whiff of it. Like, I couldn't tell you if my gin has angelica in it. I just don't know. Some things like coriander, yeah, I can tell. Did I just screw myself up? No, I didn't. Okay. can definitely taste something like lemon zest or orange zest, but sometimes they put some really weird botanicals in there, and I don't even pretend to be an expert at that stuff. But I do like what I'm drinking right now. Oh! Wow, what was that flash? That was weird. Anyway, I was saying, yes, so right now I'm drinking the Greenhook Ginsmiths American Dry, which is pretty mild for an American Dry, but it's very smooth, it's nice. I picked it up when I was in New York for the Nintendo Switch event. Nintendo did not pay for this. It is not a gift or an emolument, a bribe. It is just me saying, oh, I should pick up a locally made gin while I'm in New York. And they had this, and it's good. And I am drinking it with a little bit of Fever Tree tonic. I know that was mentioned in the stream chat. Yes, Fever Tree is very good. I like the stuff that's naturally light because it's not as heavy or strong. It's a more mild, less sweet complement to gin. So I beat Area 2 and wasn't even paying attention to what doodad I got, but I got a doodad of some sort. You get a doodad at the end of every stage. This is the one where things fly around, so I'm going to stick with that. I now have a cross. The power of Christ compels bullets to bounce off of me, but just one bullet. Just one. And by golly, you have to admire their attempt to create an atmospheric effect here with that mountain in the background. There's, I guess, supposed to be like haze or fog because this is a very biological area. As you can see, giant man-eating plants springing up, spiders everywhere, or ants or something. Some kind of critters. They gotta die. I'm exterminating Nazis and bugs. Whoa, watch out for the plants. Watch out for those plants because they will kill you instantly if they chomp on you, which you don't want. I'm not hardwood for nothing, but I'm going the wrong way. Oh! You have to be careful because those moths will get in the way and can block your bionic arm, which could perhaps cause you to fall into the maw of a giant plant, as I almost did. Alright, so down the long ladder. It's the opposite of the racist episode of Star Trek The Next Generation. I am not racist against the Irish, so I'm going down the long ladder. Down, there we go. It's a trap. And I knew it, but I had to trigger it first. Alright. No rocket launcher challenge run. Well, no, I'm not necessarily doing that. I like the rocket launcher. It's nice. It blows things up real good. But I don't have the rocket launcher yet. I need to go to Area 5 to get that. Alright, so this part is where I frequently screw up in this game because there's that down there. It's sucky. I hate that part. Alright, let's see how it goes. Oh, how about that? That didn't suck at all. Square Pusher Central just tuned in. This is the Analog NT Mini. Looks real good. Yes, I am outputting at 1080p, 60 frames per second by HDMI. And if you go back and watch the stream, like a rewind on the stream, and watch the earlier portion of it, I showed off a lot of the features of the NT Mini. There's like a 15-minute segment in there that's just showing off the menus and stuff, so check that out if you are interested. In the meantime, I'm going to blow up a Nazi base. And this, of course... Oh, wow, it's like 10 till 5. My god. This is Gintendo, a bonus Nazi fighting episode for Sunday, January 19th, and I am playing Bionic Commando 99, which is exactly the same as standard Bionic Commando, except that all references to Nazis and swastikas have been restored, so you can enjoy the pleasure of actually blowing up Hitler instead of a guy who looks exactly like Hitler but has a different name. And I'm drinking Greenhook Ginsmiths American Dry Gin, which I picked up in New York City. It's made in Brooklyn. It's very close to JFK International, where crazy things are happening this weekend. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong stage. I want to go to 5. Alright. Turn the other way. Oh, I have to meet with enemies and descend. Curse my luck. Meet with enemies and descend sounds, you know, like we're gonna have tea or something. Go and parley with your enemies, with your foes. I am parleying with my spread gun. It's a new kind of diplomacy. Shotgun diplomacy. Alright, so I am at Area 5. Let's descend and take on the Nazis and their tiny flying machines. And I think I need to go back to 1, 4, and 5 is, yeah, red. One nice thing about the shotgun is it blasts right through those barrels. There's no escaping my mighty shotgun. Look at all those swastikas. Not even being subtle about this. Bye. Alright. Shooting Nazis into space. Have you noticed something about this game? That's right, the music is really good. Such good music. Whoa, but also balls that fall at me. Oh, my bullet! They took it away. Alright, so this is this crazy tower. It goes up 3 sections, and each time you go into a communicator room, you get to unlock the next section of the tower, but it also means that the part behind you goes away, so it will cause you to die if you miss a swing here in the future. So that's what makes this level so tough, is that there's a lot of scaling, climbing, trying to get as high as you can without falling, and also there's dudes flying at you. And there's these little weird gun things that I would just blow up. Ah, dope. And they will knock your arm loose. Damn, these guys, they're the worst. Ah, freaking Nazis, man. Don't wanna waste this. It's terrible. There we go. Go, 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 go. Yes. Eat hell. Someone in the chat asked where the rational discourse weapon is. I'm afraid that's not in this game. This is an 8-bit game, so your only option is just to kill things, and I'm okay with that. I mean, who decks their army out in magenta anyway? It's just fuchsia? Is that fuchsia? I don't know. It's ugly. It's good as an accent color, but you don't want to make that like your main uniform, you know? It's a fashion faux pas. Alright, let's see what Mr. Fuchsia here has to say. He's a spy who has suffered the indignity of a magenta uniform. And is this where the bad guys show up? Nope. Get the hell out of here. Alright, let's try a wiretap. Let's see what happens. Number 5 is the rocket launcher alright. Hell yeah, bro. So that message was just there to confirm that yes, there is a rocket launcher in this stage. Which is exactly why you want to beat this stage, because the rocket launcher is awesome. Even if they don't call it rocket launch chair like they do in Metal Slug. Oh! You bastard! You parachuting little bastard. Oh! Oh! Nazis are everywhere. Damn it. Alright, this stage can be a little tricky. I'll get it though. Yeah, there we go. No, no, no. Ah, dang it. Okay, I guess that's okay. Sure, why not? I'll take energy recovery pills. Alright, almost there. Oh, no! No! Oh my god! That is exactly what you don't want to do in the stage. Yeah. Oh, I blew it. I got cocky. And I died. Well, I didn't die. This is actually a fate worse than death. I have to repeat all my actions all over again. Paradise and progress lost. I will say, though, that playing this game is making my horrible, rotten, no-good day feel a little better. I lost all my progress on the next episode of Game Boy World, which was going to be done tonight, but now probably will not be. I've been so good about hitting my weekly goals. Every week, every Tuesday, a new episode of a video. But not this week, nope. Because my external hard drive died and took with it everything. It really sucks. So, here we go. That's right. Blew up another Nazi thing. Alright. So, Kefka Floyd must have missed the part where I talked about the palette options for this system. He says on the stream it's coming out like emulated colors, but in actual NTC it's more red than magenta for the bad guys. But, I don't know. Like, there's different palettes you can use here. If you want to see. Let's change the palette option. Let's try PC 10, Play Choice 10, see what happens. No, that still looks pretty magenta. Okay, Beware is more 10, or more red. More, what did I just say? Alright, so that makes the things a little darker. Less magenta. Still pretty fuchsia-ish. I don't know. So, I now have a rocket launcher, and even though someone was giving me props for doing a rocket launcher free run, no. That's not gonna happen. Look at this. Look at that. Oops, I just got shot because I got cocky. That seems to be a recurring theme here. Anyway, I've pretty much maxed out my continues now. That's cool. Sadly, I'm afraid that the Analog NT Mini does not offer the option to do save states, so if I make it to the second half of the game, I don't know, maybe I'll just keep playing. It's not like I can work on Game Boy World right now because my external hard drive died. That sucks so much. So maybe I'll just keep playing. So someone pointed out that the gin that I'm drinking, which is Greenhook Ginsmiths American Dry, has ginger and cinnamon in it. Let me give that a shot. I guess I can taste a little bit of that in there, maybe, sure. Let's see, I have to go to Area 14, right? Yes. Or do I have to... I don't have the internet power. Do I have to beat Area 6? Wow, I've forgotten everything about this game. It's terrible. Alright, let's go into Area 14. I think they're going to say, no, you don't have a pass, so I have to go back. And I need green here, I believe. Well, for Area 6. You know, I kind of like this palette. Look at the backgrounds there. Oh, you bastard. Look at that. I cannot let you go through without a permit. You know what you can do? You can get a bazooka in the face. Oh well. So much for that. Alright, back to Area 6. And this is, by far, the hardest part of the game. If you can make it past this, then you can journey on to the second half of the game. If you can't make it past this, then it's okay, because that just means you're mortal. Oh yeah, I do like this color palette. I don't know what Beware is, but it's nice. I dig it. And you can create your own custom palette. There is a custom option in there. I don't think that's something I really want to get into, but if you are the kind of person who's like, yes, I need to define my own color space for NES games, well, by God, the option is there. Oh, that was a mistake. There we go. look at me. My goodness. It's like I've played this game before or something. Alright. Now there's parachute. Oh yeah, they're kind of red. Look at that. If your TV is set to make them red instead of magenta, then there you go. Whoa, look at that big swastika. I can't blow it up, but I want to. So yeah, if you're just joining, this is Bionic Commando 99, which is a ROM hack of Bionic Commando for NES, wherein a guy named Chris Covell, oh, I'm really screwing up here, I should play instead of talking, a guy named Chris Covell went into the NES game and restored some of the content that was edited out for the US version of the game. In the original Japanese, this was no frills, it was called Top Secret, The Resurrection of Hitler, and you were out to kill Hitler. But in America they were like, I don't know, do kids really want to kill Nazis? So they edited that out. Okay, I made it past that. That was the first hard part. Anyway, so this... Oh no, that's the second hard part, and I died. Anyway, so yeah, this kind of oh god, what the hell? How many lives do I have left? Oh my god, what's wrong with me? I got so carried away killing Nazis I forgot how to swing. There we go. Alright, now the trick is to make it past the King Kong, Godzilla, Donkey Kong part. That's what I'm trying to say, without dying. And that's more easily said than done. I'm very excited because when I am in Tokyo in about a week or so, I'm going to be meeting the composers of the music for this game. And I'm going to have to try really hard not to be a ridiculous, slobbering fanboy, because I love this game so much, and the soundtrack. Oh! Up! 1, 2... Oh, no! No! Brad Spencer! Watch what you're doing. Ah! Give me a respite, guys, come on. It's game spite, not game respite. Okay, let's kill that big guy. This is not going well. There we go. Eat bazooka. Okay, things are coming along. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Yeah. This part is always tough. Like that? No! And then, of course, there's a really big boss at the end of this, so if I don't beat this level, I apologize. I got really sloppy for a little while. It was unseemly. It was unworthy of me. Oh, bad news. Oh, bad news again. Okay, I think I can... Oh! Oh. That was lame. Okay. Now I've got to beat big guy with very little life. Look at that health bar! I feel like the game is cheating at me. It's RoboCop, but evil. And magenta. You can't deny it here. He's kind of red, but he's also kind of magenta. Alright, 1 bazooka to the face, 2 bazooka to the face, 3 bazooka to the face, and 4. Do you know why they call me the Count? Because I love to count bazookas to the face! Ah, ah, ah! Alright, there we go. Way to go, me. I've obtained a permit. But it's easier to ask forgiveness than permission. So the permit you need to get to Area 8, because you don't have enough power. So you take the permit over to Area 14. The Mutiki says, it's weird, it looks like you're jumping, but I thought jumping was impossible when I was shooting that guy in the face. I was not jumping, I was using my arm very quickly and dropping immediately. I was being very efficient. Alright, so I go into this area. I'm not going to be shooting anyone, so I can switch back to the shotgun. And I need the permit. Another item you need exactly once. I'm going to switch to the yellow communicator, or is that orange? Because I will need that in the second half of the game. And you know, I might as well just go ahead and play through this whole thing. Hey look, I've got my permit. This is a neutral area. Why is that off-center? That's very strange. Huh. Okay. Okay, dude. Okay, got it. That's just weird. I didn't realize that graphic was kind of like set in terms of where it was positioned relative to him. Alright, let's see what Pompadour here says. The Delta communicator. And I think I need that in the final zones? Is that correct? I don't know. I love that a viable strategy for acquiring items is to slam yourself into a wall and rebound painfully. That is the Bionic Commando difference. Muteki says, do I misunderstand this game? Yes, that's correct. You cannot jump in this game. Oh, and also I cannot get all the bullets. But what you can do is you can use your grappling arm very rapidly and drop down. I'm not doing a good job of it here. See? I don't know. I guess that kind of looks like jumping, maybe? Alright, it is time to go back to Area 6 and then move along to Area 8. And maybe shoot some guys. Yes, I'm going to shoot some guys. Okay, for some reason, getting the Delta communicator allows me to go to Area 8. So I can meet with enemies and ascend. Eat that and that. I'm totally maxed out on continues now, and I haven't even needed to use one, although I am on my last life, so that's going to happen at some point. Alright, onward and upward to Area 8. I love this stage, it's so atmospheric. I will try to be manly and not use the shotgun or the rocket launcher, just because. That. So I think this is the right communicator. If not, well, then I blew it. This is like a computer core or something? Oh! Watch me die. It's very exciting. They take so many bullets to kill. It's not like the shotgun, where they just die instantly. I kind of feel like the rocket launcher is the right choice here. Anything that kills Nazis more efficiently is a good thing. They're just showing off their swastikas there. That's kind of cool. Hello, eat shotgun. So in addition to the crazy computer core thing going on here, there's also this sort of non-linear design to the stage. It's kind of a maze where you have to figure out your way through, and you can actually approach it in a few different directions, and your goal is ultimately to open the door at the end of the stage by going to all the communicator rooms. Oops, I took the wrong communicator, according to Kefka Floyd. I done blew it. Well, this stage is going to be short and unhappy. I guess. I want to figure out what kind of technology the Nazis have that allow them to parachute through concrete walls. That is the kind of technology that wins a war right there. Then again, so is kicking guys in the face. Oh, look at this, I'm dying horribly. Well, I guess I can die naturally of natural causes, and then head out of the stage and choose the correct communicator. So it all works out. I get the moment of reckoning. Yeah, okay, well, wake up, time to die. Feeling a little batty. Roy batty, that is. Alright, there we go. So I will continue and move along to the stage. Oh, when someone said don't die, you can bail out of a stage. I know, but I was down to my last life, so I figured I'd just, be lame and start over. So here we go, continue. Okay. Descend. Shotgun. Cross. Health pills, and blue. Alright. Now we're on. Maybe I should turn around and actually shoot people in their faces as opposed to shooting away from them. Anything that happens that's terrible and embarrassing from this point on, I'm going to blame on the gin. I haven't had that much of it, but I've had enough that I can kind of feel it, and it makes a good excuse. Who doesn't love excuses? That was nice. 3 Nazis in a row. Suck that. Oh, what? I thought you could kick guys safely. Dang it. Let's try going a different way this time. That's right. Mixing things up. Well, just used my relationship with God up right there. Oh, and I'm back where I was. So what the hell good is that? Alright, let's talk. D, Delta, can be very useful in area 7 and 9, and also 8. How about that? What great advice. Let's see what wiretapping will reveal to us. It's Super Joe. He's still alive. And he's near the ocean, but he cannot see anything. How sad. Whoa, it's big guys with knives. That would have been a great place to have had the rocket launcher. Yeah, sometimes when you wiretap, the bad guys show up. Look at this craziness. There's a hot pink platform over a pit of spikes. Hello, little tiny Super Joe, or Rad Spencer, or whatever. Rad Spencer, not to be mistaken for Richard Spencer. It's like Nazi versus Nazi killer. Crazy. Joe must have been taken there. No, that's a false lead, you bastard. He's no Colonel Campbell. Thanks for the bullet, guys. What helpful allies I have. Alright, so I've talked to all the dudes, and I believe this is the door that I need to open. Yes. So I think I can destroy the main system. I have no chance. I beg to differ, but okay. Well, I do respect the fact that they've at least, powered up their guys a little bit. There's a dude who kind of looks like a Televiper here with a shield, but I can kill him. And apparently he can't turn around very quickly. So, sucks for you, buddy. Oh. Shotgun. Ah! Hey, this is tougher than I remember. Oh, right, because I always use the rocket launcher. Oh, man! This is bad. This is really bad, folks. Ah, there we go. Yikes. Someone said that when I grabbed my 1-up, it looked like I hooked a child. Yes, never talk to me or my extra life-giving son again. And let's go to Area 19, see what kind of cool stuff is happening there. Oops, wrong button. I'm really good at this, huh? Okay, so now I have the iron boots, so I can actually kick guys to death. But I kind of like having the energy pills, because I'm a wuss. I'm very timid about bad guys. Is this the guy who tries to kill me? People keep telling me they're going to take care of me. It's so sweet. I guess that's why it's National Socialism. Everyone's taken care of. Because that's what socialism is about, right? Cool. Bullets raining from the sky. Oh! That was lame. 2 whole bullets, who cares? Whoop. That was a bad idea. I should have triggered him. Oh, no! Oh, God. That was really dumb. I deserved that. I really did. So much for the child I hooked. Go ahead, shoot me. Well, okay. Never have understood the point of that encounter, but it didn't end very well for him. Okay, so I did that room, and that was really pointless. It's time to kill more guys on the ground. I can do this. I've replenished the continue that I wasted earlier. Thank goodness for that. I don't know if I was going to beat this with only 8 continues. So let's go down to area 9. Why the heck not? I don't think I can actually beat this right now, though. Is that right? Let's go to area 17 instead. So I see people are still watching this for some reason, so thank you for that. I'm still Jeremy Parrish. This is still Gintendo, and I'm still playing Bionic Commando 99, which is the cool version of Bionic Commando, where you actually kill Nazis instead of bads. Please come in. Yes, we had a child together, you and I. A little boy. That was the guy I hooked earlier. Okay. So this guy unlocks the underground paths, which are great because they give you special items. There's one of them that does. So good times there. And yeah, Kefka Floyd points out that they didn't Area 7. They did not change the... Chris Covell did not change the localization oddities. He just restored the cut content. So yeah, this is not a comprehensive patch for Bionic Commando. Oh, look at that. New routes. Let's see what happens if I go. There we go. Meet with more enemies. Maybe have some tea. Descend. Time to switch to a rocket launcher, because they're awesome. And that guy had a bionic arm. What the hell was that? So that's kind of a throwback to the original Bionic Commando, the arcade game. Oh, look at that! I got a helmet. It's like Full Metal Jacket. Anyway, so yeah, the original arcade game, there were a lot of enemies that had bionic arms, and that guy is kind of an interpretation. He can't swing around, but he can block your bullets. Oh, I guess I could show off what my bionic arm does. See, look, I can do that too. It hooks enemies and reflects bullets. Blows up jeeps. No, I have to do that with a rocket launcher. I don't know what it is, but there's something about this game that kind of hits the same goofy military notes as classic G.I. Joe stuff. I guess that's why I like it. has kind of the same vibe. Which I guess means I'm kind of repeating myself here, since my first Gintendo stream was G.I.Joe for NES, and now this is like the other G.I.Joe for NES. But I hope you'll forgive me that. Alright, let's blow up some more Nazis. Yep, he's dead. He's also dead. I'm not really very sporting, am I? I just kind of kill guys. But if I don't kill Nazis, then who will? Okay, so actually I should descend, because I haven't been to this area yet. And now I can deflect 3 bullets, I think? 3? Or is it 2? I don't know. Anyway, more than 1. Helmets, more powerful than crosses. Don't tell your Christian friends. They'll be really upset. I am Destroyer 1. Do I have any need for a machine gun? Not from you. I think I want Destroyer 3, right? Oh god, I forgot. What's wrong with me? Yeah, I want Destroyer 3. Alright, Einstein dude. Give it to me. Lay it on me. Yes! Let's make the magic happen. Oh yes, someone just asked me to tell you that S is in town located between those mountains. Do you know what it means? I don't, because nothing on the map actually looks like a town. And I don't see any mountains on the map. But I did get a machine gun. And that's awesome. So let's celebrate with a sip of gin. Very good. What I really need right before taking on this difficult area is gin. So I'm going to switch over to the machine gun, although it's actually not that good in the side-scrolling areas, but you know, whatever the hell. Oh wait, no, crap. I can't enter this area until I get, what's the exits? Is that it? Oh, geez, my EverDrive. Oh. Well, I guess that's the end of this stream. I forgot the hotkeys. Alright, so yeah, I had this loaded down with a bunch of ROM hacks, and I just blew it. So, what an amazing ending. What a perfect end to a really stupid day. Thanks everyone for watching. Good God, that was really dumb. Alright, so this was Gintendo Bionic Commando 99. I guess we'll never blow up Hitler together. So it goes. I will do a real Gintendo stream later this week and show off some more of the Analog NT Mini. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Sorry about this anticlimactic end. That was just, yeah, not the way I wanted to end this, but oh well. Time for some more gin.